The gender pay gap is the difference between men and women's pay based on gross hourly average. And 99% of the time, when an employer looks at the gap, their men will be earning more. And in Ireland, the current gender pay gap rate is 16%. This is in keeping with the EU average, which is 28, across the 28 states is 16%, and it's slightly lower than our neighbours in the UK, who have 18%. Well, imagine a legal requirement to publish pay and bonus details for your female employees alongside your male employees, highlighting any discrepancies. That's what UK employers are facing with effect from 5th of April 2017, although the published date is 4th of April 2018. And it is also what Irish employers could potentially be facing, those with over 50 employees, if the current gender pay reporting bill gets the support it needs and goes through the Irish government. So there was a lot of discussion about this around Women's Day. It's now real, it's now happening. There's draft legislation there. So it's really something that needs to get on HR agendas and something that employers need to be thinking about. The existence of a gender pay gap is not necessarily evidence of discrimination. Let's take two employees, Ben and Anna. They both start with an employer on the same day, and 5 years later, Ben is earning 16% more than Anna. So what happened? Well, it could be simply that Anna took one or more maternity leaves. She may have taken time off to care for a relative. She may have reduced hours on return to work. So she may in fact be working 16% less than Ben. She may also have missed out on promotions or not applied for them, and may not have gained the same skills and experience as Ben had due to her absences. As long as the failure to promote and failure to pay is not linked to the absences, is not due to the absences, it is not discrimination. Men and women doing the same work should be paid the same. There's a statutory entitlement to that. So if there is a discrepancy, then there's an equal pay claim risk, but women need a comparator. Studies show that men tend to ask for pay rises more often and tend to demand higher pay rises. So let's go back to the example we had earlier. Ben goes in and demands a pay rise. Anna waits to see if she gets a pay rise and how much that might be dependent on her performance. Well, it's possible to defend a higher pay rise to Ben if the reasons for that pay rise are linked to his personal circumstances. So if he has demanded the pay rise because he has an alternative job offer, we can then objectively justify and say that providing a higher pay rise to him was an appropriate and necessary in order to retain him. He is then red circled and he's not an appropriate comparator for Anna's equal pay claim. However, if Ben simply goes in and demands a pay rise and Anna does not, and Ben gets it, then we have an equal pay claim risk. Apart from the equal pay claim risk that will come into effect when reporting becomes law here, it's really a reputational issue. And reputation is very important for Irish employers for retention of employees, but also for retention of customers and clients. What employers can be doing now is firstly getting the gender pay gap on the HR agenda. They should also be perhaps doing a test run based on the UK formula just to see what the gender pay gap looks like, if any. They should be considering the rationale for certain pay decisions, and they should be considering changes to policies and procedures that might currently be creating that gap.